don't know about you, but my creativity has hit a wall in the past few weeks, and just with everything that's been going on. I was kind of doing okay, muddling through, getting on the best that I could, then bam, I'd sort of bottomed out and I've just been unable to create in the same sort of way. And as I said to my patrons, all the usual tricks that I so often talk about here on my channel and share with you to help you as well, well, they just weren't working for me this time. I mean, let's face it, this is a really tough time for everybody. But there is something that has been working, and it kind of surprised me. I'm just sharing it here with you today so that, if it can help you as well, then that is great. So through all the bad and anxiety-building stuff that's been happening recently, 2020, I am really trying to keep hold of the positive. You know me, here on YouTube, I tend to be sort of, a bit lighthearted. Art's the thing. I try and keep it happy and relaxed and a way for us all to have a little bit of art escapism. But, that is really challenging at the moment. And to be honest, I can't bury my head in the sand. We all live in this world. But let's have a look at the positive. There are some amazing opportunities for real, actual change occurring at the moment, and I'm so supportive of the Black Lives Matter movement. If nothing else, it is inspiring some really difficult conversations that are happening everywhere. But these need to happen and to keep happening, and we have to all take our part, do the work to live in a fairer world. I mean, wouldn't that be amazing? But yeah, it's hard and it's a continuous struggle full of heartache. But I want to live in the world of diversity and respect for all the different stories. This world is made up of so many amazing things and amazing people. Unfortunately, we still aren't completely there. And so many stupid and heart-wrenching things happen to people just because of the colour of their skin or the sex they were born as. Or, well, there's just a long list of injustices and skewed biases that become normalised or even weaponised for no actual real reason other than it suits a set of people to keep believing this rubbish. And yeah, you can hear it. It makes me so angry and frustrated. And it's all coming to a head. And I know that the anger and frustration isn't good for me to keep hold of, or even productive to making a change or challenging others to make a change. Not that I'm that good at confrontation, but we all got to try harder. And all it's really doing is feeding into my creative block and keeping me from functioning. Whilst there's a lot of reprogramming needed and a lot of real listening and learning that is needed, like others have said before me, I'm sure you've been hearing that everywhere, it's true. And there's a lot of uncomfortable things that need to be faced and questioned, but that's good. That's actually progress. This is good that we should be talking and discussing about this stuff. And there's joy and growth and equality wins to be celebrated too. So keep hold of those. But whilst all of this is continuing to go on, we need to process it all. And as creatives, we tend to process through our work, don't we? And it's just hard. It's just hard when everything is so up in the air. So how do you process as an artist? Well, I was actually quite surprised when I realised that I was processing through words and not paint and scribbles and doodles and the things that I usually do. Using words and lettering is not a technique I tend to go to in my work, in my art. You've seen me. If I write anything at all, it's usually just scribble writing and you can't even read it. Nobody can read it. It's scribble writing. But it seems that releasing the words in my head onto paper have really helped me to ease through this creative block that I'm in at the moment and allow me to process as well. And this is really why I wanted to talk about this in this video today, because I'm really hoping that it will help you as well. So I found myself exploring lettering and words in my art and also exploring the role of art activism as well on the side. It's something that's always interested me. I've not really spoken about it much. You kind of get the fluffy Kim on YouTube and, maybe that's going to have to change a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, there are 2 exercises that I have been doing recently to keep me working and creating. Well, actually 3, but the first 2 are related to words and lettering and sort of actively getting through the block. And the third one is more about creativity you can do whilst you are blocked. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But first, let's have a look at the exercises I've been doing to help ease through the block and process. So exercise 1 is to free write all of the thoughts that's in your head around a subject straight out onto paper with no editing, no worrying about if you can read the results, no overthinking. So if you're familiar with Julie Cameron's The Artist Way, then you'll know about the morning pages practice, and this is not too dissimilar to that style of writing. If you haven't come across that, then look up morning pages and Julie Cameron and you'll find it. Quite easy to find. But this stream of writing that I've been doing is more a directed stream, and it can be done whenever you're feeling blocked and need to get something out of your head. It's much more focused to a specific theme. So whatever it is you need to remove or process or understand, just write it down. Try and do it quickly. Don't worry about spelling or grammar or anything like that. Just get it out of you. And you do need to give yourself some space and time to do this, so with no interruptions if that's possible. And just pour these thoughts out onto paper. Just release them onto that paper. No one has to read it, not even you. And you can destroy the pieces afterwards. You could keep them to reread them. It's entirely up to you. You could even make some collage art from them, whatever you need to do. The whole point is just to get them out. So the second exercise is to do an art piece with whatever word or phrase is foremost in your mind at the time that you're sort of sat in front of your desk, stood in front of your desk, ready to work. And this is actually an exercise that I did last month with my patrons as I was sort of working through this. So it's very much like I'm doing here for this piece. There's no need for planning, there's no need for composition. You don't even have to think about the colours you're using, it's another case of just removing the thought from your head as quickly and in any way that you want to. The art doesn't need to be good, it just needs to be done. And the thought or the emotion or the word or the phrase or whatever you're trying to get out of your head doesn't even have to make sense to anybody. So in this piece I'm using a blocking out technique with paint and then adding more writing with a ballpoint pen. And I've actually used a water-soluble crayon to help guide the blocking out. And it's really quick, really simple, and then I can just wash any water-soluble crayon you can still see, that's still visible, away with water when it's finished. You kind of have to make it as easy as possible for yourself, because what's important is not the artwork, what's important is what you're trying to get out of your head, and the act of getting it out of your head. But yeah, there's lots of different ways you can do your lettering, and this has really opened up a little exploration of words and lettering and using them in your art for me. As I said, it's kind of a new subject. It's not something I've concentrated on in the past, but it is something that I'm kind of looking forward to really delving deeply into, and I'm going to be doing that with the video fanatics over on my Patreon this month. As it does seem that I'm not the only one who's been turning to lettering in their art at the moment. I think there's quite a few of us who are looking to use lettering and words and phrases to help us process, to get art done through this difficult time. Let me know if it's something you've been doing in the comments. I would love to hear if you've got any other tips or what's helping you to process at the moment. Please do share them. And of course, if you're looking for more techniques and ideas on how to work on and refine your unique lettering style, then yeah, come and join me over on the Video Fanatics tier on Patreon. But there has been something else that I've been doing too, and this is the third exercise that I was talking about, and this has helped me to keep working as well, because what I found was that what was really blocked was the free-forming creative side of me. And whilst I couldn't do that kind of work, what I did find was that I could do the stuff that required more observational. That was still functioning. And I was able to tap into that side of me to draw sketches from life. well, actually photos, but still photos of life. And that's much more about being able to observe and then reproduce what you can see. So I don't want to say it's less creative. It's not less creative at all. Obviously it isn't, because there's a lot of troubleshooting. You need creativity to do troubleshooting, but there's much more sort of trying to translate exactly what you see into 2D format. So I think it's kind of using different skills and different techniques to the more free-forming creative side, where you're making something out of nothing. There are lots of different styles and types of creativity, and I think this is kind of what my point is here, that if one part of your creativity is blocked, then it might be that there's another part, maybe one that you don't usually go to, that isn't, that can help you to keep on working whilst you try and ease what you're being blocked by and work through that and process that. So I kind of hope that helps you, that there's something there that you can take away from it and do your own thing with it and make it work for you. So, okay, my lovely creator, keep open, keep learning, keep asking questions of yourself and the world around you, and of course keep looking for the positive and the good things that are happening at the moment. And I will see you next time for some more art.